A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck Sim members only live stream. In fact, it's the third ever members only group flight today. It's the 16th of February 2020, and we're coming in from Zurich, and the flock or herd, I think someone said in chat, the herd of alpacas continues its quest for worldwide airline domination. Here we are, absolutely spreading out in Zurich, taking up all the stands, causing all sorts of chaos, and we're going to do our next flight to Gatwick. Obviously been organising over the last few days, and here we finally made it. It's 4 minutes past 5 here, local time in Zurich, live time for this stream, so it will be night time by the time we get to Gatwick. I just realised as well, sorry, I haven't got on the settings here, the aircraft label, so I won't be able to identify anyone. And what I have in front of me is my little printout to see who is who. So here I am on stand 49, managed to find someone. Alpaca 007 X-ray, Daniel Smith insists he's always standing next to me. So here he is on my right. We've got Alpaca 4711, that's Berlin flight. Alpaca 621, that's Robson. We've got everyone here. We've got Swiss Aircrafts trying to get onto stand, but he can't find anything that's free. Alpaca 888 is Richard Asberg. Alpaca 180, Teal 180, Alpaca 121. Who's that? I can't even see your name on the list, but welcome nonetheless. We've got the aircraft all here over there. We've got a crispy one, all sorts going on here at Zurich, and Alpaca 89 Kilo here on the remote stand, which is Nick Lastel over here. So thank you very much, everyone, coming in for the group flight. As I said, I'm going to try and make this at least a monthly thing. I think I did that sort of about 3 or 4 weeks ago, but it is good to be doing it again a little bit soon. I have no idea, but I've been spawned right in front of the air bridge here. Tip Skipper, crispy one is you. Fantastic, love the cool sign. But yes, I'm already pretty much ready to go, so all I've got to do is get the APU started. I'll continue to discuss kind of like the taxi SID as well, but if you guys want to start pushing back, I don't think there's any ATC here at the moment in Zurich. Weather's quite nice, clear skies. It is 220 at 14 knots, so I should think they're using runway 28 for departure, slight crosswind instead of having to transfer all the way up for runway 16, so it's pretty much across whatever runway you do, but it's going to be a short taxi for us if we do runway 28 for departure. So yeah, that's it. I'll jump into the flight deck here, just get my APU started, which is going to be up here. And what I'll also do is, I think we've got 122.8. There we go. We'll put that active so I can hear anyone pushing back as required in the background, and then we'll make a move. Yeah, so I'm far too forward here. So let's look up here. We're all good. Turn up some lighting. So I'm on stand 49. I've got my taxi stand charts here. I'm going to push back here to face east, and then I think I've got a slightly more detailed chart here. I've only got one taxiway, so I'm going to go inner, and then onto Alpha, and then hold point Alpha 1. There should be a very long queue of alpacas. I think we'll try to organise a real queue on the Alpha taxiway here, or Foxtrot Alpha, and we'll go from there. So yes, quite entertaining this should be. So that's it for the taxi. The departure, we are hopefully all flying. It's going to be the Vebit 3 Whiskey. It's runway 28 RNAV departure. We're going to be climbing straight ahead to 2.3 DME off Cloten. It's also an RNAV point, close 02, and there's a left turn to intercept this 242 to Brego. Zurich 55458, getting ourselves to Vebit. Stop altitude, I think for this SID was 5,000 feet. It is listed somewhere. There it is, initial climb clearance to 5,000. So I've just whacked that here in the MCP, but I don't think there's any ATC around, not in Zurich, not for this sector, so we'll have to try and organise ourselves to get pushed back in an orderly fashion and get on all our ways, so it should be quite entertaining. I'm having a look at the VATSIM map. I don't know, I missed that. It was chatting away there. Let me have a look at the VATSIM map, and just to see what AC we should get. We should have something later on ahead. Overhead Germany, and it looks like a gap. So someone's requesting pushback. I think we're pretty much good here to go. We'll get the AP on the bus, and we'll get the GPU disconnected. I've taken a little bit of extra fuel, guys. I think we needed a minimum on the flight plan of 5.9. I've taken full wing, 7.8, because it's settled down a little bit over the UK, but there is still some tempo forecast for gusting winds up to 40 knots in Gatwick later on, at least pretty much down the runway. Right, GPU's disconnected, and what I'm going to do is packs off, isolation valve open, APU bleed on, APU adequate light on, parking brake is set, transponder to out off. I'll leave my squawk at 2000. Hopefully we'll get something on our way, and we will organise our better pushback now as well. Pre-plan. And I'm going to do this, guys. So Dan's here, 007 X-ray. We could probably try to do a simultaneous pushback, and we're going to do that to face east. So we're going to have to turn the tail in this direction, like so. I think. I hope so. Anyway. There we go. So enter, and we're happy days for us.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
And where is it? Request pushback, isn't it? There we go. Request pushback. Right. So hopefully all I've got to do is release parking brake, and I'll say I'm pushing
Ground to
back.
cockpit. Toes driving up.
122.8. Has anyone else started pushing back yet? Anyway, everyone's pretty still. Alpaca 777 maybe.
Zurich traffic. Alpaca 09 is stand 44. Starting pushback.
Excellent. Alpaca 09's on his way. We'll be right behind him.
Zurich traffic. Alpaca 23 Alpha stand A10. Pushing back.
Fantastic. I love it. Alpaca 01.
Zurich traffic.
We've got Alpaca 05's already at the whole point. He's not waiting around. We're all going to get going in a minute. It's going to be awesome. Here's my pushback, Doug. We'd make brilliant ATC guys as well. I remember when we did the flight to Innsbruck a few weeks ago. That was excellent coordination. Holding and then flying the approach.
7, stand 53, pushing back, facing west.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Right, so he's
Set
connecting.
parking brake.
Parking brake is set.
Zurich traffic, Swiss 52 heavy is departing runway 16.
Excellent.
Zurich traffic.
Yeah, so we should be able to go this direction, which is east because we're facing south at the moment, and then I think we can just follow this line here to behind Alpaca 05. Daniel Smith, it's up. I'm up for a simultaneous pushback. DM me on VATSIM when you're ready. Will you hear me, Daniel? This is pretty awesome, nonetheless. So yeah, hopefully this should have enough fuel here. Plenty. It's around an extra hour and a half for a couple of approaches.
Now connected and bypass pin inserted.
Right.
Release parking
So
brake.
all I need to do is release parking brake. I'll announce my intentions of VATSIM. Zurich traffic, Alpaca 32, pushing back, stand 49, face east. There you are.
Zurich traffic, Ryanair 007 X-ray, push and start, to 11.
So I think that might be Daniel, I'm not sure, but I'm going to release my parking brake now.
Zurich traffic, Swiss 52 heavy is on the roll 16 Swiss Zurich traffic.
Starting
Swiss Air as
pushback,
well.
and you may start the engines.
Perfect. Dougal, hello good people, hope glad you made it in as well, Dougal. And I am pushing back. Look at this! Look at that! Fantastic, Daniel. That is a simultaneous pushback. Oh, he stopped though. Looks like his pushback tug might have broken down, but at least we're on our way anyway. We're going to be facing all sorts of directions probably. Dad, if you end up facing me, we might have an issue. But we've got a way of exiting at least here as well. We'll just have to take our time. Perfect. Kevin Stevenson, it's a race, yeah. We can see we get to the whole point. Hopefully we'll be in a bit of a mix here. Hopefully I'll be right amongst everyone. We've got Alpaca 01621 4711. And we have got the simultaneous pushback, Dan.
Zurich traffic.
Very nice.
05 lining up runway 28, Zurich traffic.
Kieran McCann, afternoon captain in chat. How is everyone? Welcome, Kieran. It's another group flight. Yes, you should have joined us. We try and organise everything through Discord. Oh, I'm breaking down, but yeah, hopefully this is looking really nice. That was actually perfect. Look at that. Turning at the exact same time. That's wicked, Daniel. Good job. Awesome, right, I better get some engines started.
So that aircraft departing runway 28, just be advised, was 52, we're on the...
Oh, we're going to have some sort of conflict. Everyone's
on
just
the
different
Vives
runways.
3 Sierra departure, it takes us right over the airport and kind of circling over it before we head out.
You take it steady. Right, we're N2.
Noted, we'll keep an eye out.
N1, oil pressure.
Alpaca 32, that was beautiful.
And there's 25%. Look at this. Hopefully I won't back up into you, Dan. Right, here comes starter cutouts. Good.
Operation complete. Please set parking brake.
Parking brake is set and looking good.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
I don't think I set the trim, did I, for takeoff? 5.75, there we are. Newbie, exactly. Alpacas style your engines. That reminds me of Daytona. NASCAR Daytona. There's Z2. No pressure. N1.
Zurich traffic, Packet 05 taking off, runway 28, going to the west. Zurich traffic.
Excellent, Alpaca 05, he's rolling, he's leading the way, so he'll clear the skies ahead of us.
Crispy 1, stand 35, pushing back, facing east.
Perfect. Pushing there. We've got solid cutout monitoring engine number 1. We've got 2.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. I'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
On your head, don't lead me to the wrong runway, please.
So someone said wrong runway. Right.
Traffic Alpaca 121, pushing back, facing east from stand 57.
There we go. So tug's disconnected. Hopefully he'll show us the bypass pin. There we are. So, happy days. We'll do the before taxi flight.
Alpaca 04,
Generators on,
tracking to runway 285,
Start switches continuous.
Echo Alpha, holding point Alpha.
Already on. Auto, APB is off. The rest is looking good. Well, obviously flat 5 for departure. I've got full 24k.
Alpaca 04 as well.
And flight controls. Look at this all taking our time. Feel free to push in, guys. We'll try and work out what we need to do. If someone comes in front of me, I'll give way. Here goes the rudders, left, centre, right. Oh, I need to move my rudder pedals, as I always do. Let's try that again. So full right, centre, full left, centre. Recall, blank the lower DU.
Alpaca 79, pushing back, stand 31.
That's it for taxi checklist is complete. So hopefully we'll see a few more aircraft pushing back. We've got Alpaca 777 facing this way. We've got an Alpaca 121 going that way. Hopefully there's no conflict. We've got a 23 Alpha and a 04 here, and an Alpaca 09. So what I'm going to do is taxi slowly forward, and I might give way to a couple of you, well, most of you guys, and we'll go from there. So I'll let you guys get ahead of us, and then we'll go through there. Aircraft taxiing through each other. There's all sorts of carnage going on there. Alpaca 04 is not messing around. Tim is on the way. Brilliant stuff. Perfect. Right, where's my taxi charts? Here we are. So, I'm going to taxi... well, can I make Juliet from here? No, Juliet is slightly behind me. So I'm just going to taxi forward, give way here, a beam kilo, and we'll let a few aircraft go past. Well, I'll let them get past first, then I'll request taxi. Alpaca 777, all pushing back. 007X has been very, very patient. That must be a prepared thing. There's an aircraft slewing with the gear up here as well. That must be just glitches with X-Plane 11. Be able to slow fly with that. Yeah, I know. Right, anyway, we'll let Alpaca 04 get past 777. We've got 2-3 hour. Everyone's giving way very, very patiently here. I like to get amongst the mix anyway. I'm blocking 4 of my colleagues here.
Alpaca 42, blind, using a blind.
So Alpaca 04's going round, and what I'm going to do is slowly taxi forward. We'll go for this. Alpaca 32, taxi holding point runway 28 at a leisurely pace. That's not official RT. Right.
Traffic,
Clear left, clear right.
07X-ray, taxiing, holding point Alpha 1, runway 28, Juliet and Alpha.
And then we'll just make our way slowly past here, and hopefully a few other people might overtake us. There's Alpaca 04. You go ahead, sir. And we should hopefully have a nice sunset view amongst here.
I just pushed back the wrong way. Whoops.
You're all learning, guys. It's Alpaca 04. Speed burst. Take a priority. That is completely fine. And then
Alpaca 32, speed up a bit, please.
Still get those issues with sometimes where your ears get deafened. Liam, my tug driver fell asleep waiting for you to taxi. Yeah, it's going to be waiting for a few people. Sorry, Liam. Hopefully you'll get right behind us soon.
Zurich traffic Alpaca, 89 kilo taxi holding point Alpha 1 runway 28 by Alpha.
This is where we could do with some ATC, and I must apologise because departure, I didn't find anything for ATC nearby. It was all in the UK again. But I will try and handpick some VATSIM events that are a little bit, 3 or 4 weeks ahead of time. That way it'll be a little bit better coordinated. Obviously we're doing it all ourselves, but it's working out quite nicely. So what have we got now? Back to Signal 4's making good progress. Got a right little queue behind me. I'm going to be one of the first aways. We've got Alpaca 09 making good progress. So we'll get rid of that chart, keep the taxi chart here. And we'll give way to Alpaca 89 kilo. Oh, look, there it is. There's the usual fuel truck causing issues on every single live stream. It actually drove through me this time. So we'll give way to Alpaca 89 kilo. And then we'll go, or give way to Alpaca 09 as well.
How many people are currently lined up for runway 32?
Oh no, this could be fun then.
No, 24 even.
It's got runway 24.
Alpaca 298 Alpha pushing back stand 42 Alpha.
So we've got people probably doing simultaneous departures off several runways. I'll give way to Alpaca 09 as well.
Zurich traffic Alpaca 1 will push the starter after the company traffic has passed.
Which one? Which one? Alpaca 1. I think that was Liam, who's going to be trying to attempt to barrel roll into Gatwick, no doubt. Love it.
Alpaca 04 entering runway 28.
Perfect. Alpaca 32, we'll give away to Alpaca 09 and Alpaca 42. Love this coordination.
Alpaca 777 holding short of the runway at 10.
Excellent.
Wait for you guys to depart.
Runway 10? Which way are you going? Not to worry. Right, so we'll taxi on ahead behind Alpaca 42 and we'll get ourselves number 4 for departure for runway 28. And then we'll go from there. Good stuff. I think runway 28 is being used for departure in Zurich. I think this is the main departure runway, not 100% sure. Kieran McCann, any reason VCP was used for the call sign? I think when it was initially made, I think that was just 3 acronyms which were available. I mean, there's so many 3-letter IATA codes being used for airlines. And someone did find some sort of Latin or derived term for alpaca. Well, it might not have been Latin, but some other language used it. But it was one that wasn't taken, essentially, so it was just used. Right, there's Alpaca 04. Speedbird. Nigel's on his way.
Alpaca 04 departing runway 28.
Fantastic. We'll watch it as our passengers.
Alpaca 4711 radio check.
Nope. He's departed with the gear up already. There's something glitchy going on there. Cool.
Zurich traffic Alpaca 89 kilo lining on runway 28.
Awesome stuff. Kieran, can you feature Peugeots to avoid the KM seen earlier? Cool. Well, we are making our way to the hold point. Nicely done. I've just got the VATSIM map and I just see where we have absolutely smothered Zurich. It's brilliant. Awesome stuff. Right, let's pop the parking brake on. Let's see who we got here. Look at that departure, there's Speedbird. Alpaca 007 X-Ray is pretty much parked up by APU. Just taking some screenshots. And guys, please take as many screenshots as you wish and post them into the Discord, because I will probably use one of them for the thumbnail for this video, which I'll publish later on this evening. Cool stuff. Right, one. Right, so we'll taxi forward slightly, and I'll do the before takeoff checklist. So config we checked, flaps we have 5 required, 5 selected green lights, stab trim set for departure, 5.75 units set. Takeoff briefing, the packs are in auto, bleeds are on, the V-speeds are set for departure.
Zurich traffic, Alpha 8 and a kilo taking off from the 3 whiskey.
35, 36, 45 set. Our departure is the Vebit 3 Whiskey. Gonna climb straight ahead, 2.3 DME Kilo Lima Oscar, left turn 233 to Brego. And then we're going to make ourselves towards Vebit, stopping altitude 5,000 feet, which is set, and we're going to leave it set on the MCB, because we're going to go straight up to our cruise level with no ATC. NADP 1 or 2 departure, I've no idea, I've not looked at the manual there, so I'm going to probably engage the autopilot at 1,000 feet and then accelerate. That's it, it's reviewed.
Line up, runway 28.
Awesome, and cabin is secure, checks out.
Yeah, I should have gone early.
Happy days. So we've got Alpaca 09, 89 kilos taking off, 777's departed spot on runway 10. But if you can change it in the SID, I'd come join us, do a 180 on the taxiway if you can, or cross and then join on from the other side. Otherwise you'll be waiting probably some time. We've got Alpaca 1, 621 4711 joining the queue. We'll be making good progress to Gatwick in no time.
Alpaca 777, what's the active runway?
We'll use runway 28. Actually, I don't know what the latest weather, but it's definitely runway 28. Tim Fraser, it's a bit bumpy, boys. It's a little bit of turbulence forecast than expected.
Zurich traffic, Alpaca 01, taxiing to hold appointment of it 28.
Perfect. Parking brake is set. Yeah, latest weather in Zurich is 210 at 14 knots, so slightly favouring runway 28.
Zurich traffic, Alpaca 09 and takeoff, runway 28.
Cool. Alpaca 07, look at yourself. Oh, hilarious, Dan. Dan seems to have merged into my aircraft. That would cause some issues in reality. Jesus Christ. Yes, thank you, Victor Pollett. Vicunga Passos. Yeah, and that is Latin for alpaca. There we are. So that is the link. And I think that was coincidence.
42, lining up from way 2.
Good, so Alpaca 42 is ahead of us lining up. That was Tim. I hope you don't have any frame rate issues in London. Yeah, I know. It kicks you off the network as well, doesn't it? Cool. Yeah, well, I'm hesitant to go back a few hours because it's getting dark now, but it makes quite a cool sunset flight. Yeah, I think we'll keep
Sorry, I
time
just drifted
than
into
that.
everyone.
Alpaca 777 crossing at runway 10.
Good work. Yes, so come join us on the other end. That's a good idea for runway 28. I think we're doing splendid with regards to the fact there's no ATC. It's an uncontrolled major international airport with several movements. I think we'll take it. Greg Scott, you're going to definitely join the next group flight. Yes, so I guess you're in the Discord, so you can see it all being organised. That's where it's all organised from.
Zurich traffic, Alpaca 42, taking off runway 28.
Excellent. That looks like
Approaching
777 safely
28.
crossed. Happy days. That means I'm next in the line, boys. More aircraft merging into each other. Who's causing problems? That looks like the front of some sort of Antonov there, with 8 landing gear on the main gear. Oh my goodness, guys. Right, looks like Tim's rolling.
Traffic Alpaca, line state 0, pushing start facing east.
Cool stuff. Right. I'll just get my aircraft configured for departure. Nearly. Alpaca 3-2, lining up runway 28 by Alpha. Right, so confirm we're clear to line up on runway 28 firm, clear left and clear right. And let's do the before takeoff checklist. So MCP is set, transponder is set to TARA, strobe lights are on, landing lights on, checks are complete. And we are looking good. I need to take more screenshots of this. This is awesome. Look at all you guys waiting. Got something good going on here, guys. I enjoy it a lot. Nicholas wants to see you in Gatwick. We'll see you there indeed. See you all on TCAS as well. Happy days. I'm not meaning to turn the control column. It's just me on the tiller of the joystick.
Runway 28.
Right. So I should think we've got sufficient separation between Tim. Obviously AC again would coordinate that, especially as we're on the same SID. It looks like he's around 2.5 miles ahead of us, Alpaca 4-2, and he's just about to make that initial turn. So I think, without further ado, we'll make our way. So we'll start the timing, and I'll see you guys all in Gatwick. So put the logo light on as well. So let's standard thrust levers up to 40%. Stabilise, push toga, set takeoff thrust. Looking for 94.3.
Approaching 3-2.
Alpaca 3-2, have a nice flight.
Thanks. So takeoff first indications.
Alpaca 7 is holding short of runway 28 at Bravo.
Excellent. 80 knots. It is checked. So Alpaca 777, you'll have to try. You have to work out who's going first.
Lining up runway 28.
There's V1, rotate. Keeping the rudder neutralised, there we are, and we're there's a bit of a crosswind coming in now, positive rate of climb gear up, it is a bit bumpy, Tim was right. And onto the flight directors.
400.
That's LNAV. And I'm trimming
1000.
That's the autopilot command 8, and bug up. See you shortly, guys. Awesome stuff.
Alpaca 777, you want to go first?
Cool, so select flaps on.
No, I still got to wait for my new performance sheet to come through, as I've just changed runway. You can go ahead.
Very realistic.
Left for that, I'll say. Okay, Alpaca 007, X-ray lining up to 8.
Haha, very funny.
We can select flaps up. Very good though, you can't take off until you've redone the performance. Look at that. That's really departed Zurich. Lovely. I'm pretty glad actually we got lifetime. Awesome. Sim's looking very good. I'd thank a lot of you guys for all your input there. I should be concentrating on the flying really, but that does look very good. And there you all are. Hopefully right behind us. Alpaca, I guess he wants
Alpaca 121, what the hell are you doing?
Alpaca
Sunday lunch break to no one. It's on the table. I gotta run.
Oh dear, someone's missing.
Okay.
I don't know, someone just went through someone there at Zurich. That's why we need some ATC.
Fair enough.
5,000 feet. I'm too busy looking out the window. Right, let's close straight up to our flight level. Gliding flight level 340. I don't know what was going on back there, that was funny. Someone's going to have the Alpaca 01 call sign from back there. Right, let's push this out to defend. Climb, so imagine we cleared to climb flight level 340, set standard. Passing 5-1 flight level 340 after takeoff checklist. So this can come off.
Zurich 9 Air Portugal 924 Charlie.
To cap it off.
Okay, Alpaca 007 X-ray, yeah, we're taking up from runway 28.
God, I don't know what's going on back there. So off, all the way off. Standard set Passing 65 flight level 340 now. I have to take a check this is complete. Release the virtual crew. I don't know what's going on back there. I no doubt I'll find out later. Go have to take off check this is complete.
Zurich traffic Alpaca 23 Alpha line up runway 28.
Awesome stuff. You alright, Jay? Anarchy and Zurich. Stuart lol.
Zurich traffic, Risky 1, Alpaca 777, do you want to go on this guy?
Yeah, I am ready to go.
Alright, Alpaca 777 lining up runway 28.
Perfect. Yes, Dougal, you're right.
Alpaca
I would like more people to smash the thumbs up, like members regardless. And hopefully I'll get this video released and a few more thumbs up too. Thanks Dougal. Awesome stuff. So, we're making good progress. It looks like Timothy Waters is ahead of us. And that's an aircraft there just over Vebit. We're going to continue with flight plan route here. Passing flight level 100, flight level 340. Let's do these pre-cruise checks. Fuel for pumps, lights can come off, logo as well, APU's off, pressurization 4.0, all the switches are in the right position, that's set, quite smooth now, so we'll put that to auto, recall, there we are, the
Alpaca 42, confirmed, Timothy Waters in.
pre-cruise checks are complete.
Zurich traffic Alpaca 23 Alpha taking off runway 28.
Look at that is looking really nice in X-Plane, awesome. I'm very glad we went lifetime. Oh look, we've got another aircraft, we've got a TAP 924 Charlie, he's just enjoying his Sunday evening on VATSIM, and he realises there's absolutely chaos going into Zurich today. He's going to be an awful surprise. There's always 737s around.
Alpaca 777,
Kieran Harvey on VATSPY, you're showing up as flight plan of Alpaca 32. Yes, that's my call sign today, Alpaca 32. Alpaca 01 was given to the most heroic approach. They get the next Alpaca 01 call sign, which was Liam. Dougal, final pilot to Gatwick, buys the beer and donates to the Sigwiz project. Yeah, dude, I still need to make a donation on that as well. I think that's fair. Yeah, almost at Vebit. Get rid of a Sid chance for now. Yeah, looking really nice. Kieran Harvey, it's not showing a flight plan. Oh, yes, hold on, I never filed it, that's why. Right, I filed it now. Filing a flight plan from an external source is not permitted. I've always done it through SimBrief. Yeah, let me just try again then. Hopefully, I'll be able to file that through SimBrief still. I've never done it any other way, so I hope it works. Thank you very much, Kieran, for spotting that, because I still had the tab open on here.
Alpaca 777 lining up runway 28.
1,000 feet. Just want to put in a notes by call sign. Alpaca 32. Right, let me just try and file this. Oh no, the call sign you specified is currently being used by an active pilot. The system cannot accept flight plans only for pilots who have not yet connected. So what I'm going to try and do is just briefly, guys, disconnect from the network. I think that's the only way to do it here. It used to allow you to file it in flight. Right, let me just disconnect briefly here. Alpaca 32. File flight plan. Alright, right, now I'm going to log back into the network. Connect. Alpaca 32. Right, so I've logged off of VATSIM, filed the flight plan, which said it was accepted. Now I've logged back into the network as Alpaca 32. So if you could do me a massive favour, Kieran, and Kieran Harvey, tell me if the flight plan is now active, or if you can see the flight plan, that would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, that's looking awesome, that sunset. Really, really nice.
Alpaca 777 taking off runway 28.
So Alpaca 777, that was Finley. When it refreshes, just shout. Thank you, Kieran. Tim Fraser, you've just reached flight level 340, and Tim for Waters is ahead of us. I've actually forgotten the queue of aircraft going on. Let's have a look at the map myself. Look at this coordinated queue. So yes, there's Timothy Waters ahead of me. Then it's Alpaca 09, who was... can't remember who that was on the list. We then have Alpaca 89 Kilo, who I can't see on the list either. That's fine, more the merrier. And Tim, right ahead of us, leading the way in Alpaca 04. You have no pressure at all, Tim. But look at the queue of traffic behind, looking really coordinated. Alpaca 121 behind me, and then got Alpaca 007 X-Ray, Alpaca 23 Alpha, and Crispy One. I remember that call sign, sorry, earlier. Seeing it earlier, and I can still see a few other alpacas. Oh, look at all the other guys! There's still a lot of you on the ground. Alpaca 1, Alpaca 4711. So I like to try and get right in the middle if I could. I'm about a third of the way there. Dougal, thank you very much. Flight plan is now showing. Thank you, Kieran, as well for initially spotting that. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Kieran, you now have a contact request to talk to ATC. Cool. Looks like there's no ATC until we get a lot closer on. There is Gatwick Tower online. No, there's Gatwick Ground, and there's a lot of aircraft in Gatwick already. So I don't know if Gatwick Ground... will Gatwick Ground do our ATC? I have no idea. I doubt it. I think we only do Gatwick Ground after we've landed. It gives us a landing clearance, but we have to somehow get onto the approach at once. Hopefully some ATC will come online. I mean, surely there's something that will show you how many arrivals going to Gatwick, and sort of hopefully log in. Kevin Stevens, it's the approach I'm looking forward to. London airspace full of alpacas. It might be a lot of uncoordinated alpacas by the looks of it. I'm hoping in the next hour someone will log into VATSIM. Yeah, Stuart Walsh, I see London Control is offline. This could get messy, could get hilarious as well. Looks like the sun's just set. Just crossing over into France. Just north of Bern at the moment. Can't quite see out the window. And Craig's got 37 arrivals into Gatwick. My goodness. Kevin Stevenson, you guys will handle it. Yes, well, if there's no one online, we might do something similar as to what we did into Innsbruck. That is, we enter the hold. I filed for the Kunav 1 Golf. And we have holding at Timber. I think if we all aim to hold at Timber, and then prior to the approach, descend down to maybe 4,000, like we did in Innsbruck, and then work it out. So yeah, that's probably the best way to coordinate it, and then hope no one else comes online, or someone else does come online and starts to work it out. But yes, no doubt Richard Asberg will come barreling in at 4,000 feet in front of everyone, causing chaos. It did, Kieran, you're right, it did go well. So yeah, I think we'll discuss it as we get closer, because I don't know if we'll have ATC. It did say there'd be ATC in Gatwick. At the moment, looking... Now it only looks like we have ground. Yeah. I'll just stick to my cost index here for spacing, so that means I should get too close to Tim. I'm going to go to 340 with 4 tons of fuel, which is good. You can see Project Fly is working again, which is good. Stuart, imagine locking down London and having 20 angry alpacas, exactly. Stuart's telling Daniel to fly fast, he's gaining on you. Yeah, I don't know what was going on departure. Someone taxied in front of someone. Or taxied straight through their virtual aircraft at least. Oh, I can't wait to go flying again. Only about 4 weeks left, guys. I've got my sims rostered now. middle of March, still ages, because I'm on my actual, after my 3 months off, I'm on my actual annual leave now. Slaps it right at the end of my 3 months off. All this time I've had off is crazy. There's 30,000, bank angle to 10. We are approaching Kubon waypoint. Cool. No weather here, but usually when I'm flying, I have the scale set to 80 miles here, or 160. It just gives you a nice range for weather. If there's anywhere that you can zoom in closer to get a better analysis. Stuart Walsh wouldn't be a flight next to member stream without someone going gung-ho. Absolutely, I don't mind, it's hilarious. Stuart Walsh is about to overtake Daniel. He's going Mach decimal 8.3 or 8.2. Clacking right on the clacker, well, the eagle. Oh, we're nearly at our cruise level. It looks like, without holding, we should be getting in around 1746. So about 1 hour. I should think we'll anticipate some holding, so an hour 15. We should be touching down if we have about 15 minutes holding. Crispy one is alarmingly close to me too. What if I was flying in formation? I've got 2 aircraft here looking very close. They're climbing high and we're going up to 340. I think that was Tim.
Papa 42, climbing just right down to 360 as I'm approaching traffic control heading rapidly.
I think that was Tim saying he's going up to 36. That's fine. There we are. Just about caught up with the sunset again. You can get that sometimes right after the sunset. If you climb quick enough, the sun rises again temporarily and then sets straight away, obviously, afterwards. Bit of a headwind as well, 64 knots. But here we are at flight level 340. We'll now be doing all the paperwork. I'll be filling out what I could in the tech log. Pilot monitoring will be doing the nav charts. We'll be using CPDLC now, above flight level 295, or 30,000 feet. Greg Scott, not sure how Alpaca Airways makes a profit. 20 flights all doing the same route. Hey, it's a high demand route, all of ours. They requested, chartered. Stuart Payne, flight data sim mug turned up now, having a coffee after my day's driving. Awesome. Actually, that reminds me, there's a promotion on Automatically, I think this weekend, because it's Valentine's. If you were to get any merchandise, if you put in the promo code, capital letters all one word, love sick, I think you get 10% off. Which I shouldn't have mentioned, but I wasn't doing a public stream, so I didn't promote it. Kevin Stevenson, looks like you'll need to agree cost index or speeds next flight. Well, I just use 30, which is the cost index we used to use of Operator, and I always use that whenever I'm in the ZIBO mod, and the flight plan we put on Discord was the 31. But no, anyone can choose what speed they wish to fly. Because they're a little bit quicker. But we got a nice bit of spacing in front of us at least. We've got Tim Waters. Yeah, he's about. Tim Waters is right above Alpaca 42, is right above Alpaca 09. That's cool. And then there's the 3 behind me are really close. Alpaca 007 X-ray, Alpaca 23 Alpha, and Crispy 1. Maybe one of you want to go 2,000 feet above, separate it. So one's at 3.4, so one's at 3.6. I should think you can get up to 3.80 as well. if you use the same gross weight. Kieran McCann. Private charters, they'll be profitable in no time. My head's a little bit of sarcasm. Awesome, but lovely and smooth anyway, over here in the southeast of France. I'm going to keep an eye on Gatwick. Stuart Walsh Crispy One just appeared in my windshield. I'm not right next to it. Now we've got a nice long line of alpacas, as I said, I'm a third of the way there. Still some people waiting for departure, my goodness. We've got alpaca, who's this just taking off here? Alpaca 4711 is rolling. We've got a DLH, some other aircraft trying to get off in Zurich as well. Alpaca 090 Whiskey, Alpaca 71 X-Ray Papa. And then it looks like we just got some regular guys on VATSIM who are just taking their time and taking off when they can. Oh, Richard, you've just pushed back, I've noticed. Alpaca 888, he's definitely taking his time. Cool. But yes, there's very much a distinctive line of aircraft involved with our group flight, which is really, really cool. Too cool with damage, we got any rockets armed. Pew pew, says Stuart. Awesome. Tell you what, these live streams are a little bit more relaxing as well, because you're not firing me with lots of technical questions, because you guys can always ask whatever you want in Discord. So it is a relaxing stream for myself. But it's a shame there's not more ATC. Looks like a big chunk of Belgium's gone online. But the UK, it looks really busy in the UK. Oh, there is a Gatwick approach online now as well. Yeah, he's gonna. I'm sure he can actually see all these arrivals coming in as well. Oh yeah, Kieran. Yeah, Gatwick approach is now online. Yeah, I just spotted that. Martin Hill, one day I'll jump onto VATSIM and join the group flight myself. That would be wicked. Any member's always welcome. I no doubt in a few months' time we'll probably have 30 or 40 aircraft at once trying to join. It'll be hectic. So yeah, next public live stream, might jump into the ZIBO mod for something next week, but I feel like I should do another new aircraft perhaps. We did the 727. We've got the, whatever that flipping Russian thing is, the Tupolev. The Tupolev, which I know you guys will do, the Comilata Concorde as well. Probably try and get something done for because we're going to get to 39,000 subscribers soon. Yeah, probably something around there. Nicholas 1, what is a good distance to keep with the aircraft in front? Well, that'll be coordinated by ATC usually, but if you're at the same level, usually no less than 8 to 10 miles, I'd say, just from what I've seen in reality. Ah, phone news, 20 miles if you're going to the same place, yeah. I think if you're at the same level, but I've had it going into Malaga before where there's an aircraft directly, well, not at the same flight level to be fair, but yeah, I think that probably sounds about right, but sometimes you can be on top of each other, once 2,000 feet above, once 2,000 feet below. Actually, I don't know how, Tim's ahead of me, he's 20 miles ahead of us, so I'm going to have to seriously put some speed on if I was to overtake any. Fraser, did you remember to pack the armbands? Barack, where's Alpaca 121 going? Is he going in a different direction? he's got the right flight plan. One thing I've actually noticed with this X-Vision preset is the sun's set, so these clouds wouldn't be really illuminated like this. So I don't know if there's something I can do to the preset where it makes this darker. It wouldn't be as bright as that. Let's see that. Greg, so just bought a mug, only H3P off with the code. Yeah, I think it's just 10%. Greg, it's a Teespring sponsored discount, so you know they apply it. I didn't promote it. They just emailed me. They said let your subscribers know it's Valentine's weekend. Use this code and they get 10% off any purchase. Stuart Payne, find it to sim. I still haven't had an invite on Discord. Stuart, let me just send you a link, buddy, which will get you all sorted. And make sure you do this on a don't do this on your mobile phone app. Do this on a web browser. Otherwise, it doesn't always work. But the guidance here will help you get it all synced up, Stuart. I'll just send you the link. There you go. Cool, so that should get you up and running. Oh, awesome, guys. Just having a look in the Discord now. Lots of screenshots. Thanks for that. I'll have a look at those. I'll probably hand pick one for the background. I'll message you for permission. Lovely, look at you all flying in the sunset. Liam's taking some really nice photos. Stuart, I could see overtaking someone. Crispy one, awesome. Thank you, Jason Ricky, for taking a screenshot of my departure. That's pretty cool. Awesome stuff. Kieran, I use Active Sky and the Vivid Sky mod. Screenshot is in the aviation pics and clips channel on Discord. Sunset looks great. I have to admit, the sunset does look really good here, but if I can darken these clouds somehow, that would be a little bit more realistic. I think that's him in the last year or so. It's really exploded. I think the amount of people that use it now. I mean, I know they keep breaking records with the amount of people online, amount of users and stuff. I mean, I remember using this map about a year ago, and it was nowhere near as busy. I mean, just look at Europe at the moment. It is insanely busy. I love it. Look at us snaking around. So the 4 aircraft ahead of me are basically on top of each other. It's brilliant. I've got a nice little bit of separation. Jonathan Woodruff, are you looking forward to going back to work? Yes, I am. Although I am very happy not to be at work for the last 2 weeks in the UK. Really challenging conditions out there. Really bad. I was saying in the last live stream we did when we were flying in whatever that storm was, Dennis this week. I've forgotten what it was. Storm Kira. That was it. A friend of mine flew, and he's been flying for around 15 years. I cannot remember seeing as much widespread disruption over the UK, and it's continued. You know, I live roughly around the middle part of the UK here, at my local airport where I will be flying out of. There's not many aircraft that have been able to land there the last few days, just because the crosswind's so strong. But yeah, I'll be perfectly honest. I'm quite happy to be sat on the ground when conditions are like that. You know, it's not fun flying that in those conditions, but it is rewarding when you do land safely. But you just have to be very conservative, take your time, respect the limits, and just have in the back of your head where you're going to go if you can't get in, and make sure planning stage you have enough fuel for that situation too. Kevin Stevenson, it used to be brutal and full of immature brats. Well, Kevin, it still is, which is why I only use VATSIM on these private members-only streams now, because there was a stage where it was getting to every stream, because I used the VATSIM network on every stream, there was disruption, in particular one individual, but there were lots of little other ones as well, so I just gave up. George WO, I'm doing the landing performance in the OPT and there's a gusting wind. Do I put in the minimum wind speed or maximum? Good question, George WO. Now, my operator, we take the gust into account, but we use that for the crosswind calculation. If it's your headwind component, don't use the headwind gust component, because that's going to give you kind of like an artificial better landing performance. So what you want to do is put the gust in to work out your crosswind, and then once you've worked out your maximum crosswind with the gust, use your headwind, use the actual steady wind to calculate your landing performance if you've got a headwind. X-Plane is not running in real time because your frame rate is less than 20 frames per second. X-Plane will automatically disconnect. It's doing that thing again, but I'm running at 30 frames per second, so I don't know what is wrong with it. It seems to be running quite smoothly for me. Anthony Teal, boss, is it possible to fix stab out of trim? Are you getting a stab out of trim light? That's not a good sign if that light's illuminated in the NG. You'd run your applicable checklist. So I'm hoping you're able to control the aircraft and your weight and balance limits. I agree, Kevin. Yeah, for normal users it is better. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm a target because I'm streaming to an audience, of course, but I think for the general users, for you guys, it is great. To be honest. Finley Barfoot, your cabin altitude is set to 11,000 feet. Positive rate, you forgot to RLDAV. All these little things. Gatwick damage. Gatwick Tower is online. Good news. So hopefully we'll have approach tower and ground. He's going to have his work cut out for him. We are still got a while till top of descent. This is a really nice range flight for the group flights. You know, you don't want to be doing much more than 2 hours really, otherwise you guys will get bored, but yeah, we'll kind of keep sectors this sort of length for now, 30 minutes, nice. Definitely handpick a VATSIM event next time to make sure we get all the coverage. Picura McKenna, are you looking forward to the new F1 season? Yes, very much so. There's a new team. I have not taken too much interest in it at the moment, Kieran, because I've been quite busy. I know I'm not at work at the moment, but actually, well, no, I'm in the process of moving house at the moment. Yeah, I've seen they've renamed the Red Bull Toro Rosso team, haven't they? And the I don't know. I think they're going to dominate as usual, but we'll see. And then this is obviously the last season for the new regs coming next year. Daniel Swift, you've nominated Positive Rate as the next Alpaca 01. What's Positive Rate done? I remember whose call sign was. Not on the list. Can't see you. Alpha Turi, that's it. Yeah, I watched their launch. But they've still got the Honda engine, haven't they? Who's got the Honda engine now? Alpha Turi, Red Bull. Is there anyone else that's got the Honda engine now? Positive Rate, you Alpaca 121. What did you do to be nominated Alpaca 01 for the next flight? Obviously something. Oh, Positive Rate, you were the one who taxied over the runway, took off and forgot to arm LNAV. Oh dear, Positive Rate, you're causing all sorts of issues, I see. Oh, would you look at that? I've just found out something in YouTube chat which I didn't know. If I highlight your epaulets, I can see how long you've been a member for. I had no idea you could do that. Sure, well, Positive Rate, you forgot to arm LNAV went away from keyboard, oh dear. Just the two Red Bull teams, the Honda engines for now. I was really surprised at how good that Honda engine was last year as well. Because everyone thought when they came in, obviously the issues they had with McLaren, that they'd be at the bottom of the pack, but it actually was quite a competitive and a reasonably reliable engine as well, which I think was really good for them. I think if they'd had another year of diabolical results with Red Bull, they would have perhaps left the sport. And there are rumours, I think, of Honda leaving it, isn't there? Yeah, me too, I'd love to see Williams getting back to some sort of form. Big learning curve going into 2021. Yeah, they've been they've really struggled. I would say they've been awful, but I don't think obviously they don't have the major manufacturer behind them. They're doing it themselves. Finley Buffett, if I want to go faster, do I lower the cost index? Generally, you don't change the cost index in flight. Just open the speed intervent window and then bug the speed you want to do. Otherwise, we stick to our planned cost index on the flight plan unless ATC give us a different speed. There's Paris. Pushing the halfway point for our sector. Phone news, Daniel Swift is giving you traffic alerts. As long as you're 2,000 feet above, it shouldn't be any issue, as long as you're not on a conflicting path. Yeah, lovely and smooth up here. Finley Barfoot, yeah, lower the cost index, so anything from 0 to 15 is pretty. It's going to be a slower speed. The higher the cost index, the more fuel you'll burn, but you'll get there a lot quicker. Positive Ray's getting all the nominations for Alpaca 01. I hope someone recorded it. I heard the chaos on the radio. Approaching Coton. Echo India November 684 buzzed me too. Is this someone going in the opposite track? Oh, crikey. He's just passed me. He's obviously on his flight plan going to wherever he is, and he's just gone right over the top of you. He's doing Dublin to Basel by the looks of it. Oh, I'm actually really looking forward to see what's going to happen when we get to Gatwick. Stuart Walsh, you're recording. Awesome, thank you. See how the old ZIBO fuel burn's going. Obviously we took quite a lot of extra fuel. Used 2.4 tonnes at Coton. Yeah, fuel burns bang on. Really nice. What ZIBO mod is it? It's 339.22 alpha. Oh yeah, ZIBO's added a little self-landing rate calculator, so it should give you a star rating after you've landed, how smooth your touchdown zone is. It's made some other changes to LNAV. LNAV's far better now at compensating for these winds. So you see we've got quite a strong crosswind. So we'll take it into account when it's calculating its turns. Positive rate, all of Gatwick is online now. Yeah, they probably emailed each other saying, look at all this traffic coming in from Zurich. We can get some good ATC practice in tonight. And how's, actually, out of curiosity, how's the stream quality? Like I said, I've lowered the bit rate. Mentioned last stream, I've lowered the bit rate. Now, it looks like I haven't had any issues so far. 4,000 kilobytes. It should be sufficient to get continuous 720, or perhaps 1080p. I think. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't see the stream. Stream's fine, been flawless, good. And are you guys? And you're watching it in 1080, good stuff. That's good to see. It gets choppy, yeah. I think, Dougal, because of my bit rate, I've been looking online. When I move this, you know, the streaming software has to then process each pixel individually. So sometimes when I pan, it can't be quick enough. But yeah, when I move house, I'll be able to really up the bit rate, so it'll stop all sorts of, you know, should be a good quality there. It seems to be good for a lot of people though, which is good. Zurich to pilot London Centre would be pretty nice. Yeah, we got Gatwick ready. We just need to get London Centre to get some descent coordinated. Otherwise, we'll be all descending as well, whatever, into the flight level. I mean, if we plan to descend as per the the star, on the QNAV 1 Golf, they have a restriction at AMDUT to be at flight level 160, so if we plan for that, we should all be roughly at the right height at the right place. Kevin Stevenson, you were streaming on your TV, perfect on my phone, cool. Tim, when do you contact them? Tim, they should, if you're talking about VATSIM, they should ping you to let you know when you contact VATSIM. But don't worry, I know it's your first time or you're very early on there, don't worry. It's all a learning experience, so don't worry if you mess it up, something like that. They should be quite accommodating for that. Yes, Tim, good luck. You're actually ahead of the pack, Tim, as well. Dougal, you'll be watching Alpaca 3322 awaiting your arrivals on remote stand 130. Oh god, might want to put a bit of daylight hours in there because I think it'll be night by the time I get there. Cool, what have we got until top percent? Well, we're approaching 100 miles, so that gives us a chance anyway, who are not perhaps flying, for me to set up for the descent. So we'll hand over controls to our first officer and we'll start with the descent page. So descent, forecast 310, 200, 100, we've got 239. Look at the winds coming into the UK, wow, really strong. 239/155. Now I'll put the ZIBO mod to the test with any turns we have with these winds. 238 at 120. It's been like this over the UK for weeks now. Really strong. Look at 173 knots. Balmy. What's the latest weather here in Gatwick? QNH Gatwick. Oh, wind's picking up in Gatwick, guys. We've got 240 at 13, gusting 27. So it is down the runway, but with that gust, you've got to be a little bit careful with the headwind. Make sure you react with the thrust, keep the speed within limits. A few clouds, 8 degrees, 998. So still, the wind's picking up in Gatwick at the moment. My alternate's Stansted, so if we can't get in there, we'll go there, where it's also windy, not quite as windy at the moment. QNH is preset there, 998. Oh, wrong way. 998 is set, and let's get all the charts we need. So start, so that's under arrival. We want the QNAV 1 Golf. We'll then want the transition if there is one. We've got 26 left. Final approach. Well, an initial approach. So we've got initial approach and final approach charts. This should take us from Timber, and then to after Timber we can expect Mayfield vectors at some point. So that's all correct. And then we need final approach ILS 26 left. There we are. And then taxi stand charts. We'll go for airport. Yeah, that one's fine for taxiing, and then we'll go parking stand as well. Happy days. So arrival then, it's going to start us off at QNAV, AMDUT to be at flight level 160. So if we'll plan for that as per the SID, you can see there we already have it, look, AMDUT at flight level 160. And then we're going to be doing max 250 at Kilo Echo 6. We're getting to Timber at flight level 70. So Timber, we've got 4,000 feet or above there, but that looks very much like a restriction at Timber. So I'm going to stick in 70 as a hard flight level. Uh, 7,000, what's the transition altitude? Transition level? By ATC, I'm just going to stick in 80 here. That just makes it say 70. It should say now flight level 70 there, even though I changed it to 80. It's then going to go to Mayfield. Mayfield, I don't want to be at 4,000 hard. I'm going to put 4,000 feet or above. There's no mandatory restriction for that. I have no idea actually. I've never been into Gatwick. And I'm going to change all these to 2,000 feet or above. Otherwise VNAV's going to just want to level us off nice and early. No good for a continuous descent otherwise. Unless ATC specifically say, please be level at these points. You want to always change those to at or above. Just want to make sure we've got our fixed rings in as well. /10 and /4, so VMC, 34,000 feet, 369, 7105, 102. Fixed rings are a little bit broken, I think, last time we did ZIBO MOD. Seems to be all correct there. There's our top of descent point. Yeah, roughly coincides where the fixed ring is for our flight level, so we're all looking good. So, we'll just step through it, make sure the routing matches the flight plan. So, sorry if you're struggling to see all of this, guys. You'll need to stare as you're watching this on our nice HD TV. So we're going from Kunav, Amdut, Timber. Via these RNAV points, there's Timber. Max 220 knots at Timber, so I need to change that as well. Timber max 220. So that's the initial approach fix pretty much. To put 220/ here. Then we're going to go to Mayfield. If we're not vectored, that point 308. Track matches 309. That's fine. At Mayfield, enter the hold. We'll be cleared, or at Timber as well. And then, yeah, we'll leave this in the FMC because it's nice if we get vectors. It gives us something to build. Alright, let's have a look at the ILS chart. So ILS runway 26 left, cap 123 at 110.9, make that active. Let's see if I remember to set the final approach track, because we forgot to do that last stream. 258, we've got plenty of time on this flight at least. 258. Height check 4 miles 1520. Refer to minimums for Cat 1 approach. Show Cat 1 ILS. We've got all the lighting, full approach lights, RVR 550. 396 for the minimums. Vectors then are expectable at ATC online, and from there onto the localizer 258 down to the minimums. You have to go around. It'll be climb to 3,000 feet straight ahead, and wait until you're passing 2,000 feet or 1 DME off the ILS, India Whiskey, whichever is later. So maybe the 1 DME, and then left turn on heading 178 then as directed. So it'll be vectors for an approach or whatever issue you had to go around. Light steps at 3 degrees. Got Pappies on the left. And let's look at the landing performance now. So 26 left, 3,300 metres. I think we'll aim to vacate at Echo or Foxtrot Romeo. And correct me if I'm wrong, I can't remember. Do I taxi back on 26 right in Gatwick, or do I go to Juliet? I have no idea. We'll wait until ground instructs us, and then we'll taxi on to any stand as requested by ATC. And that's it. So we have got our landing performance calculator on here now. We're going to find it. Fuel weight balance. Landing performance, so Gatwick, runway 26 left. I think it's going to be dry, not 100% sure. Latest wind in Gatwick, always go conservative, so it's 240 at 13, gusting 27. So you can work out the crosswind by putting 27 knots in, but for the headwind component, only use the steady because it's more conservative. So I'm just going to go 240 at 13. So you get wet, worst case. Temperature is 8 degrees. QNH is 998. And flap 30. Auto off, all non. Landing weight is 4.2. We need 2 tons to Stansted. 5.2. 900 kilos to burn. That's going to be 59.8. Flap 30, 142. Let's check sure that's okay. What was our landing weight? Sorry, 59.8. Even though we know it's satisfactory length to land, we always check it forward. So you can see, look, all the order brake settings work for us. It is raining. Did I go to? I can't remember. Did I go wet? Yeah, I did go wet. So yeah, you can see here order break to 2,479 metres. I think that'll be sufficient for Fox Romeo. Order break 3 if I wanted to go at Echo, but I'll go order break 2, vacate Foxtrot Romeo. And that is about it. That's the descent brief complete. I've got my airline documentation for Gatwick as well. It talks about plan for continuous descent. Compliance for continuous descent is monitored below 7,000 feet. ATC can expect vectors. Please fly what was planned for 180 knots on base. Lots of other things here. It talks about possibility of SRA approaches. Plan to land on runway 26 left. 26 right is only used when 26 left is not operational for reasons, for example, maintenance or incident. Taxi and apron talks about the risks there, but that's it. Quite a nice airport to fly into. Nicholas, next frequency will probably be 126825. I won't hold you on it then because you said probably, but I'll put that on standby. Especially if 8 London comes online, that'll definitely be different. Cool stuff. So yeah, if you have any questions about the approach briefing, feel free to ask. But I'm sure most of you watch my streams long enough to know an ILS is pretty simple, especially if it's into an airport where there's not many issues. But London, very busy. Obviously the threats that we have today are 20 Alpaca aircraft converging into one airport at one time. That's going to be the issue. Tim, you're in the descent now. Fantastic. You're ahead of the game. My top of descent is 38 miles away. So that's it up again. So still no London Centre. It does look like we've got quite a bit of stuff on at Gatwick now. Gatwick ground. Well, I can't see. I think we've got the whole lot, haven't we? Ground tower at approach. Excuse my voice crack again. God knows how you believe that I'm actually a captain. It'd be funny if I've been fooling you all this time, huh? Look at this line of traffic, though. I think we're pretty much all airborne from Zurich now. Rich is bringing up the rear, and we then have Alpaca 71 X-ray Papa, Alpaca 90 Whiskey, Alpaca 01, I can see Liam, nice long line. I love looking at the VATSIM. You can see a lot of traffic VATSIM, but it's all random stuff. I think we're probably one of the biggest group flights going on at the moment. Kieran, what if you're not even a real pilot? Yeah, maybe I'm still selling chickens. My first ever job. Two tons of love for talking about football. I'm not a huge football fan. I know Liverpool are, what is it, 25 points ahead in the Premiership. They're absolutely running away with it. Jordan Hollywood, you're enjoying the sunset. Yeah, it is looking very nice. It will definitely be dark by the time we get to Gatwick. The climb out of Zurich was really nice. Stuart Walsh, you got a spurious TCAS alert. Some phantom traffic. We're approaching top of descent, so we'll get it on its way very soon. Look at that nice 127 knot headwind. Lovely. Alpaca 89 Kilo just checked in on Gatwick Director. Sorry, I need to move the mic. Approaching our top of descent very shortly. Lots of people using 122 as chat. Approaching Kessax. I've over that waypoint a few times. $16 miles top of descent. Takeoff, thanks for getting the meta. I appreciate that. Because Nightbot doesn't take part in unlisted streams, but you got Gatwick showing 13, gusting 27, light rain now, few clouds 1500. So that's about 25 minutes on. There should be a new meta coming out very soon. Tim Skipper, your top of descent is at Kessax. Yeah, mine's just afterwards. I did change some of the restrictions in the FMC, just based on what I can expect, but we'll see what happens when we get closer. You know what, they might coordinate it flawlessly as we get in one after the other. Stuart Walsh, positive rate just sailed past me. He was setting off your TCAS. It looks like positive rates causing continuous dilemmas and issues. I think we have to nominate him for Alpaca 01. Kieran Harvey, Echo Golf Mike Charlie star speed restrictions force you to flap settings at 9,000 feet. You know, it's at 180 knots or below. There are some approaches which are not designed for a 737. Just doesn't work. Well, so much for using VATSIM in the network anyway. We've had no ATC, so I must apologise for the choice of sectors. We'll definitely pinpoint something, hopefully a bit, something with good ATC coverage. Right, we're approaching to our top of descent anyway, so what we're going to do, I'm going to go initially set 160, because that's the first restriction at Amdud. We'll punch that in there and just let VATSIM, let VNAV do its thing. There we are. Frame rate drop there, that will not make VATSIM happy. Ooh, it's 20 frames per second. Ooh, maybe we don't get booted off the network. Oh, I'll give you that. Because it is actually dropping out. X-Plan is now running real time to disconnect has been cancelled. Yes, thank you. Ooh, I need a few more frames here, 21, 22. Something1533, good afternoon. All he says, good afternoon to you. Gary Copper couldn't make this flight again, but we'll watch from the ground. Oh, shame, Gary. I hope you can make the next one, which we'll do in 3 or 4 weeks' time. Now, frames back up to 40 frames per second now. Nav's done a nice job stabilising the idle descent speed. You get some slight discrepancies like in the real plane too, but it's otherwise very, very good. That's still a little bit of light left. Tim, as you're first, you're going to have to explain why your call sign's Alpaca. I've only just thought of that. We've got Timothy Waters, Tim right on top of each other, Nicholas. I'm bringing up the rear. Someone's not too far behind me either. Finley Barfoot, we'll watch everyone's landing before the stream ends. I'll probably watch a couple, but otherwise the stream will go on for another, I don't know, 45 minutes and stuff. But I will watch a couple of landings. Kieran Harvey heads up from 9,000 feet below. It'll get pretty choppy. That would make sense with the wind forecast. Yeah, it could get a little bumpy here. Yeah, well done, ZIBO. Look at this. Nailing the target speed really nicely. 2 tons. I love the alpaca train. Looks like the daily traffic through the Persian Gulf of the VATSIM map. Yeah, all those tankers and ships trying to squeeze through that tiny gap. So it looks like we're nicely planning our descent target speed. We'll make the 160 restriction at Amdut. Tim, you've missed. Tim Skipper's missed top of descent. That's fine. Just level change. Decimal 79. You'll quickly catch it back up. Pretty much the sun's completely set now, but you can still see the clouds running quickly. If it was a full moon, you might see the clouds like that, but even then they wouldn't be as bright as that. Tim Skipper, dive. Yeah, that's it, just go Stucker style. you'll be grand. Oh, have we got London Centre online now? I've got a big patch of yellow on my VATSIM map. Sure, she needs to file air procs. Stuart Walsh just bounced out back on 100 metres. That might be an issue. That's going to require some explaining. Yes, London Centre is online. Oh crikey, well he's got his work cut out. This could get very interesting. This could get interesting. What's the frequency for London Centre? It's raining now as well, says Dougal. Lovely. Speed's just dropping off slightly. That's okay.
2945.
Oh, I heard someone say the frequency. Thank you, whoever that was. 2945 or something like that. Don't worry, they'll ping me anyway. But thanks for the heads up. Something 45. 129.425. Thanks, guys. I think that was Tim. Thanks, Tim.
Don't worry, there's people out here.
I can hear my own voice.
Thank you.
29.425. Excellent. Oh, someone's pinging me. And I got a message as well. Oh no, it's London South Centre telling me to contact them on 129.45. Here we go. It's going to get busy now. London Centre, very good evening. Alpaca 32, descending flight level 160, inbound to Amdut. Our squawk is 2000.
Alpaca 32, London, good evening, squawk 30760, descend flight level 120.
Squawk 3076, descend flight level 120, Alpaca 32. There we are, getting some proper ATC now.
Controls to the 2272, descending flight for 210 for Needle.
Altitude event. A bit high, 900 feet high. I'm just going to go level change. 280 knots. And set this transponder code, which was 3076.
London Control, good evening, Spitter 461 with you, descending to
They're going to get all these alpaca call
level
signs.
133.
Berlin flight Alpaca 4711, what is out? Got an engine failure, and then system started misbehaving. Not sure if it was pilot error or a systems problem. Oh no! Rip. Right, let's pop our seatbelt sign on.
London Control, good evening, Alpaca 23 Alpha, flight level 260, descending 160, direct to Canal. 23 Alpha London, hello, it's the Connect 1 Golf Royal, descend to flight level 130.
It's gonna get really busy.
Connect 1 Golf, descend to flight level 130.
Tim, don't worry, Alpaca 42 freight, FPS drops.
Hello,
Abby disconnected, just try and reconnect again if you can. I had that issue sometimes.
Alpaca 777 is with you.
Dropping like flies now. The Alpaca aircraft are going to be... All the Alpacas get shot down.
Alpaca 777, London Control, good evening, Squawk 3030. It's the Connect 1 Golf Arrival, descend flight level 140.
Made that restriction there. Next restriction is to be timber flight level 70, but we've been cleared by ATC to 120, about 700 feet higher profile, that's fine.
London Control, Euro transfer 6 rounds, 7513 Golf departure from London Heathrow. Squawk 7511.
This poor London controller is trying to do clearances at Heathrow. He's going to have no chance.
Eurotrans 76 Bravo Hotel London, good evening. Squawk and climb now, maintain altitude 6,000 feet.
Oh, Diggle, you're going to fire up OBS and record you all. Oh, crikey. You're going to see some carnage, that's for sure.
London Control, Ryanair 72 Echo, made out of Gatwick, 3,800, 5,000.
What's that? A little ding.
72 Echo Mike London, good evening. Squawk and climb now, level 120.
120.
A message about an AVATSIM event.
E91 Mike Whiskey, climb level 290.
Approaching 1,000 feet to go, so we're going to go 10, bring the speed right back to 250 initially.
Crispy 1 London Control, hello, descent level 130.
Descent 130.
Alpaca 32, contact Gatwick Director 126.825.
126.825, Alpaca 32, bye.
Crispy 110, doing 28.
Should have wished him luck as well. Right, here comes Gatwick Director. Gatwick Director, good evening. It's Alpaca 32, descending flight level 120, and we're inbound timber.
Alpaca 32, hello, Gatwick Director, roger, landing 26 left, no delay. Descend flight level 100.
Descend flight level 100, Alpaca 32. Oh, no delays, very nice.
Alpaca 89 kilo, turn right.
Level change, flight level 100, 250 knots.
Right,
Happy
240
days.
degrees, Alpaca 89 kilo.
Looks like we're getting vectored in. Stuart Walsh hearing ATC on the stream and on VATSIM is super confusing. Yeah, I don't have the watch mode stream, thankfully. Probably worthwhile turning the stream off.
Alpaca 04, contact Gatwick Director, course 9118.1950, goodbye.
Is that for me? I'm just putting the frequency because I think it could be us next. Need to try and concentrate now.
Alpaca 04, contact Gatwick 180.19.
Craig Scott, brilliant here in the call sign over ATC. Awesome.
1,000 to go.
Checked. Did we put the seatbelt sign on? We did. Perfect. So we'll keep descending to flight level 100. Not expecting any delay.
Alpaca 89 kilo, descend to altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 999 hectopascals.
Descend 4,000 feet, QNH 999
Stream too confusing. Yeah, you're trying to watch this and fly at the same time.
Crispy 1, hello, Gatwick Director, landing runway 26 left, no delay, descend, flight level 120.
Just going to bring my speed back to 220 knots because approaching the decel point now. We'll do the post-cruise checks.
And Crispy 1, dear, speed 220.
Fuel light safety on, pressurisation set. Seatbelts on, recall. There we are. Checks complete. So I just got direct timber. I think they were on a heading.
Alpaca 32, speed 220 knots.
Reducing 220 knots, Alpaca 32. That was just a bit preemptive, so I could
Alpaca 09,
tell we're coming up to restrictions, so I just brought the speed back already. Sort of knew it was coming. Getting a bit high here, but there's not much we can do. We can use level change flaps later on.
And descend flight level 80.
Alpaca 04, Gatwick Director.
Uh-oh, Alpaca 04, are you there? Who was that? Tim, are you there? I hope you're still alive.
descend flight level 110.
Tim, I hope you're alright.
Crispy 1
Man
descend
down, we
flight
already
level
lost on the aircraft
110.
today.
Alpaca 89 kilo, contact Gabba Director 118,950, over, bye.
118950,
Okay, then a frequency to have to talk to.
Crispy 1 descending 110.
Alpaca 09, descend altitude 4,000 feet, Gatwick QNH 999 hectopascals.
So again, we're getting a little bit high. Nothing we can do because the vector's controlled by ATC.
Alpaca 09.
The QNH is 999 hectopascals.
Roger, QNH 999 hectopascals.
Cool.
Alpaca Tree 2, leave timber heading 270 degrees, speed, correction, leave timber heading 270 degrees, descend flight level 90.
After timber heading 270 degrees, descend flight level 90, Alpaca 32. Perfect, so that's not going to be too bad for our profile. As soon as you get to timber, we'll push heading select. Just go vertical speed now, about 500 feet per minute, and then we can just go straight onto the heading. And vectors for the ILS now.
Alpaca 09, contact Gabba Director 118.950 with a call sign only going, directed.
Oh, blocked.
1,000 to go.
Right, there we go. So there's heading select.
Alpaca 09, contact Gabba Director 118.950 with the call sign only.
Alpaca 09, who was that?
118.95, Alpaca 09. Thank you.
Alpaca 23 Alpha, hello Gabba Director, landing runway 2.
So we're our vectors to the approach. We can now start modifying the FMC to keep up to date. So just redirect to Mayfield. We're a bit high, but that's basically going straight in.
260 degrees.
Look at this, look, 60 knot headwind. Oh, there's Alpaca 09 ahead of us.
Crispy 1 turn left
So we're being sequenced here.
Alpaca 32, report you indicated airspeed.
Alpaca 32, 220 knots.
Lovely, thank you. Alpaca 32, descend altitude 5,000 feet, Gatwick QNH 999 hectopascals.
So altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 999 hectopascals, Alpaca 32. So there we go, 5,000 feet, level change, set QNH 999. Passing 9,000 for 5,000 feet, and the standby altimeter is now set. There we are. Loving this. That director has got his work cut out. Just trying to see where I'm getting sequenced in here. There's an Alpaca 09 to my left. I think he's crossing.
1 descend flight level 90.
This could get very fun.
Crispy 1 descend 90.
Kieran, 18 handling it very well. Yes, agreed. We've got that work cut out for the next half an hour, that's for sure.
Alpaca 32, descend to altitude 4,000 feet.
Descend 4,000 feet, Alpaca 32. Is that an aircraft behind?
Alpaca 23 Alpha, turn left.
No, it's not
No,
the one
don't do that. Continue inbound, but descend flight level.
See, ATC are, you know, they're you know, some of them are professional, they might be, but they're like us, are in a learning environment. You know, he's making a few heading adjustments here and there, but that's what it's all about. Tim Skipper sweating. Kevin says epic. We're nicely sequenced. Going to go downwind here, then I guess we'll do a bit of a 180 or a bit more of a sharper base, not sure. Gee, we'll just keep it going down in level change for now. As you know, we'll go vertical speed because we're going to get too low here. Go 700 feet per minute.
Alpaca Tree 2, turn right, heading 060 degrees.
Right, heading 060 degrees, Alpaca 32.
Crispy 1, descend, flight level 80.
So, heading 060, so I'm going to go back on ourselves a little bit.
Crispy 1 descend 80.
Oh no, Tim! Has your internet dropped again? Ah, we'll keep going, keep practicing, you know, fly offline or try and rejoin the network at some point. But don't give up on your flight. Oh no, Tim Waters, you couldn't reconnect, but you landed and left the runway. Oh no, everyone ahead of me is having internet issues. There we are. So you've got VNAV to chew on.
Alpaca 2, Tree Alpha, leave timber, heading 270 degrees.
So what he's doing is getting everyone to timber, then heading them off in a westerly direction, and then vectoring onto the approach.
Crispy 1, turn right, heading 350 degrees, descend to altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 999 hectopascals.
So, Crispy 1, turn right, 350, altitude 4,000 feet.
Director 118.950.
Director 118950, Alpaca 32. Good luck.
Thanks.
You'll need it.
60 knots until 4 DNE.
Roger, Alpaca 09.
Go Director, good evening. Alpaca 32, descending 4,000 feet, heading 060 degrees, 220 knots.
Alpaca 32, hello, Gatwick Director, speed 180 knots.
GC 180 knots, Alpaca 32. There we go, so there's the upspeed. We can now select flap 1. He's slowing us right down, but we can anticipate 180 knots on base. We're looking good here. I'm going to bring CF26 left to the top, execute. Days. We'll get thrown in a little bit here, so we're going to go flap 1 initially, select flap 5, select 180 knots here. Can't really see the flaps here, but it's too dark now. Cool. Dougal. Liam T, you've been vectored me away. Yeah, I was vectored away initially, but looks like we're getting configured now for a bit more of a straightened approach. Come on, level change is being a little bit...
02, turn left, heading
So level change
030
isn't making
degrees.
much of an effort to slow down to 180 knots here. Should be pitching up a little bit more. There we are.
Crispy 1 with you, and
Stand by, Alpaca 032, turn left, heading 010 degrees.
Left heading 010 degrees, Alpaca 32. There we are, on base leg now.
1, Gatwick Director, turn right, heading 080
That's
degrees.
a nice base, well not quite a base turn.
Crispy 1, turn right 080.
Crispy 1, you do have around about 20 track miles to touchdown.
Vertical speeds.
Say again, listen.
You have 22 track miles to touchdown.
Nicholas, Alpaca, Tower didn't know of Alpaca either. They will know in the future. Right, let's just go for yes. Just thinking where the glide slip is. Approach checklist then. Frequencies, we've got ILS set 1109. Our fixed rings are... Ooh, oh no, don't kick me off the network with my frames. 10-4. They are set. Final approach track is set as well. The idents are good. India Golf Golf. Oh no, they're not correct.
Alpaca 32,
go.
left 290 degrees.
Left heading 290 degrees, Alpaca 32.
Alpaca 09, contact the tower, course and only 124, decimal 225.
124, decimal 225, Alpaca 09, thank you.
Alpaca 32, do you have rear world weather?
Say that again.
Do you have rear world weather?
A firm.
Cool, just making sure.
Yeah, I've got 250 at 44 knots up here.
Thank you.
Engine anti-ice coming on.
Alpaca 32, descend altitude 3,000 feet on your heading, once established, localizer 26 left, descent with a glide.
Said 3,000 feet on the heading cleared, ILS approach 26 left, Alpaca 32. Right.
Alpaca 32, speed 160 knots until 4 DNE.
160 till 4, Alpaca 32. Well, 164, that's acceptable. But yeah, we've got a 43 knot headwind here, 150 knots ground speed.
1 speed, okay, Crispy 1 descend altitude.
And localised live, yeah, we've now got the correct ident, India, whiskey, so that's good, we can't approach. And there we are, engine anti-ice is on. 5 degrees. Lovely weather here at Gatwick.
Do you have real world weather on board?
Crispy 1, yes.
Thank you. Crispy 1, turn left, heading 310.
Yeah, he's having to really... I guess he has to ask that, because, you know, these sort of winds have a massive effect on your vectoring. You know, they need to know the wind so they can anticipate when to turn you. For a headwind, it's not too difficult, but obviously look at our ground speed here. It's really, really slow because of the headwind there.
Speed 180 knots, Alpaca 23.
And obviously if someone's not using real world weather, that's going to make a big
Crispy
difference.
1 left, 290 degrees.
Right, localizer is alive.
51 left, 290.
Localizer capture runway heading 258 is set. Look at our ground speed at 140 knots. There we are. There's the airport ahead of us. Take the engine anti-ice off for now. Alpaca 32 established, localizer 26 left.
Alpaca 32, call the tower 124225. Keep up speed, please. Thanks for your help. Bye-bye.
124225 for tower, Alpaca 32. Have a nice evening, bye.
You too, Alpaca 23, Alpha speed 180 knots.
124225 for tower.
Leon, Juliet, hold short Romeo, contact ground 121 decimal 8.
Oh, nice, getting all the frequencies here.
Continue on Juliet, hold short Romeo, and contact ground 1.1.8.
1.8. Nearly fully established here. Oh, back into the muck again. Start switches continuous. Engine anti-ice on. We'll check in very shortly. Glide slope captured.
Alpaca 09, clear to land runway 26.
Missed approach 3,000 feet set.
40
Looking
degrees,
good.
19 knots, gusting 32. Roger, clear to land, Alpaca 09.
Gatwick Tower, very good evening. Alpaca 32, establish ILS 26 left at 9 DOB 160 till 4.
Alpaca 32, Gatwick Tower, good evening. Continue approach runway 26 left, number 2 to land.
Continue approach, Alpaca 32. Perfect. So, nice headwind here, 130 knots ground speed. A little bit of cloud to keep the engine anti-ice on. Again, wing anti-ice unlikely at 6 degrees, but you'll be checking this. It's going to be choppy here in real life on this approach as well, very bumpy. Not the nicest day for the group flights. It looks like my ski rain effects are working. There's Alpaca 09 ahead of us. All looking good. Dougal McTavish, you're recording. Thank you very much for that. I will watch the aircraft who's going to be behind us on the approach. That is going to be Alpaca... Oh no, Crispy One's behind me. And Alpaca 23 Alpha, which is Stuart Walsh. We'll have a look at those landings. Look at that weather. That is not nice. Wouldn't put the wipers on just yet though, only when you're approaching kind of minimums. Go straight down the runway though. That looks so... Explaining it is brilliant, isn't it? Look at that, it looks really realistic. Oh, I've got the aircraft here as well. Robert Sinclair, you've been stuck in the hold at Timber. It's obviously getting a little bit busy. And hopefully, we shouldn't have any any problems with anyone spawning on the runway. If there's any Renegade members out there, please don't. Newbie CZE reckon minus 130 for the landing rate. You guys have too much confidence in me.
Gatwick Tower, Crispy 1, view and 390.
Crispy's right behind me.
Crispy 1, Gatwick Tower, good evening. Continue approach runway 26 left, number 3 to land.
Busy, busy. Right, approaching 4 miles, so gear down. Flat 15. Match speed. Landing check is coming up. Start switches. Continuous. Recall check. Speed brake arm green light. Landing gear down through green. Auto brake set to 2. Holding on the landing flap. Get on top of that thrust. That's the difficulty of desktop simulators. You can't monitor the flight path when you're configuring. Flat 30, and we're going to...
Alpaca 09, welcome to Gatwick. Continue
give us a good speed addition here because that headwind. Let's get right in the middle of there. There we are. So landing flaps selected. Flaps 30, green light. Lights are on. Checks complete. It says 20 knots here, but I mean...
Alpaca 32, clear to land runway 26 left. Surface winds 240 degrees, 19 knots, gusting 32.
Alright, 26 left, clear to land. Alpaca 32. Right, we've been cleared to land. Checklist complete. Aircraft's all yawing all over the place. It is bumpy here. I think it's about time. What? Look at that! Oh, right, I'm disconnecting. I'm not doing that. Right, disconnecting. It's one of those flight directors pitching down. It is really gust-like. Sometimes it simulates these gusts, but look at the wind. The wind is stuck in 24019 on the ND, but it's definitely throwing the aircraft around there.
Approaching 26
Checked.
left.
I ideally want the wipers on, Mr. First Officer, but the fact that I can actually see out the window in X-Plane 11 is fine. So adding the thrust there, look at the speed, getting a bit low. There we are. Back to your target thrust setting around 65-ish% today, 60, 65.
Gatwick Tower, good evening, Alpaca 23 Alpha.
Keeping it descending. So then we've got 25 knots in the sim, I think 23. Look how it's changing the wind, so they see the speed's dropping, so add that thrust.
Gatwick Tower, good evening. Continue approach runway 26 left, number 3 to land.
Whoa, it's just like the stream last Sunday. Storm Kira, it is a bit ropey out there. Continue.
Easy 73 Foxtrot Juliet, Gatwick Tower, are you fully ready?
Yes, you're fully ready.
3 reds, keep descending now.
50, 40, 30.
Check. Close.
10,
Hold that attitude. Oh, it's a floater, guys. Oh no. Oh no, come on, I'm out of practice here. Just in the touchdown zone. Oh dear, speed breaks up. There's reverses. See if we can take the first high-speed exit for him. 100 knots. 80 knots.
80 knots.
That's max manual braking there. 60 knots.
Alpaca 32, welcome to Gatwick, vacate right when able.
Taking right echo, Alpaca 32.
And Alpaca 32, hold echo 1, contact ground 121.8.
Hold at echo 1 ground 121.8, Alpaca 32. Good luck.
Bristol 1 clear to land, runway 26 left.
Perfect, so we're holding at echo 1, which is just here. And then I'll just set the parking brake. Oh, that was a busy approach. Absolute floater there, guys. Awesome stuff. So we're holding at echo 1 just here, and then we'll get the ground active to get our taxi instructions and work out where we are going from there. Gatwick ground, good evening. Alpaca 32, vacated 26 left, echo, holding echo 1.
Alpaca 32, Gatwick ground, good afternoon. Continue on 08 left, hold short to Romeo, expect stand 106.
Continue 08 left, hold Romeo, expect stand 106, Alpaca 32. Right, we've got our taxi instructions, so we can now taxi forward. I don't want to be blocking echo 1 anymore. Release parking brake. Just do the rest of the...
Get the ground, sim line 55, ready for push and start.
Clean up here, steady.
Sim line 55, Gatwick ground, good evening, stand 143.5
off. Oh, at the start switch is in flight. That's an accident. Come off as well. There we are. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gatwick. What was the landing rate? It was right in front of me. It was less than 200. Absolutely floated that out. Really high. I fled way too high there.
Roger, Romeo Kilo, stand 107.
There's a flight data to airline, but with the Mike Papa Tango. Cool, so that's not quite right. Right, so we're going to Romeo. So we're going to keep taxi on here. Romeo will be the second left. So here's Tango. Should be Tango anyway, yeah. And then Romeo's here. There's Crispy 1 landing. Good job. Alpaca 09 is just ahead of us. It's very... Oh, look at that. Alpaca 23 Alpha and BAW. We've got Alpaca 777 on the approach as well. Super duper. What stand are we expecting as well? 106. Just trying to find where that is. Oh, we've got a bridge, guys. Very posh. Romeo and stand 106. So I'll show you where we're going. Stand 106 is just here off Pier 6. It's going to be a better chart for you. If it loads. There we are. So there's Romeo. Excuse where I'm going. So next left, just coming up here. So we're going to go Romeo left onto Kilo, no doubt, and there's stand 106. Right. Anyway.
Alpaca 32, take your left turn onto Romeo. Taxi Romeo Kilo, stand 106.
Romeo Kilo, stand 106. Alpaca 32. Thanks. Make sure you're looking where you're going.
Cook 163 is ready to taxi.
So this should be Romeo.
Cook 163, taxi Alpha 2 via
So,
Juliet.
Behind Alpaca 09.
Taxi Alpha 2 via Juliet,
Got
Papa,
Norwegian
and Alpha
787
Sierra,
there.
Cook 163.
So yes, this is UK 2000 Gatwick, which I understand
Gatwick
from
line
Discord
51,
earlier
taxi 08.
isn't available anymore.
51, continue 08 left, hold short Romeo.
Let's get the APU fired up.
Hold short, red ring, 61.
So Romeo, going to be the next right for Kilo, and then we have 106, which is second from the left. We're just following Alpaca 09. Excellent stuff. I hope you enjoyed that, guys, anyway. I was hoping to be a bit more in the mix there, but I've landed a little bit earlier than I anticipated. I think I was the fifth for departure. And then I know two people ahead of me lost internet connection, unfortunately. Look, I see people holding, Liam's holding, Jay's in the timber hold. So had I left a little later, I would have been right in the mix there. But we'll take a look at a couple of other landings as well. can see Alpaca 89 kilo. I think I was the third landing, not sure. Yeah, definitely another enjoyable group flight. We need to get some next. I'll definitely make it so the next group flight we have ATC for departure, so that's better coordinated, and then get some of you guys to get in the real mix there. Feeling confident today. Let's shut down engine number 2. Single engine taxi, save a bit of fuel. Alpaca 09 is looking for his stand. Got Alpaca here.
163, contact Gatwick Tower, 124.225.
KLM 17.
124225, Thomas Cook 163, thank you, goodbye.
Alpaca. Oh no, it's an Alpaca 3322. I think no, that's one. Isn't that you watching Dougal? I can't remember. We've got stand 110. Hold on, where's all?
51, that's Kilo and not Lima, sir. Take a stand on your right.
Was that for me? Oops, have I taken the wrong turn? Was that Alpaca 32? I feel like I could have gone on the wrong stand here. Have I gone the wrong way? I'm trying to work out where it was. No, this definitely has to be correct. Yeah, 106. Perfect. Dougal, yes, you're 3322. I thought you might have said Alpaca 32, but here's stand 106. Going to be next to 09. Make sure we don't clip our wingtip on his APU. And there's our stand here, 106. Happy days.
Gatwick ground, good evening, Alpaca 23 Alpha. Just vacated 26 left.
Alpaca 23 Alpha,
Turn
Gatwick
off
ground,
and
good
taxi.
evening. Continue taxi Juliet, hold short Romeo,
Must be
expect
thinking,
stand 105.
who are all these Alpaca
Juliet, hold
aircraft?
short Romeo,
Right,
expect
here we are, taxi on the
105,
stand.
Alpaca 23 Alpha.
Doesn't look like we have any other guidance right next to it.
We're not sure where I make that high start.
61, absolutely not.
Right, there we are. Perfect, we've made it. Right.
And get the ground.
Pocket brake set, 2 blues, 1 red, edges are dead. There we are. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to London Gatwick, local time. 6 o'clock exactly, we'll call that. Look at that. On time, Alpaca Airways flight, although we did lose 2 aircraft en route, unfortunately. But yeah, very fun nonetheless. Oh, look, easy 5-1 uniform Delta's just spawned on me. A little bit ambitious there. Oh, look, I could have actually done with taxiing forward a little bit more as well. I'm a little bit early there. But I will just look at a couple more landings. Just ignore the fact that someone is there. But look at, oh my days, I think they're all aircraft holding. Look, we've got Alpaca 71 X-ray Papa, Alpaca 1, Alpaca 007 X-ray. Oh, Alpaca 007 X-ray is about to crash into the ground. Oh my god. Oh dear. Let's have a look at this landing here. We'll take a look at I think it's Alpaca 621. Are you on the approach? No. Alpaca 777, you're on the approach. That was Finley. Finley, we'll take a look at your landing. And then we'll have a look at my replay there. I'll stay a little bit closer to my aircraft so you can hear that nice background APU noise. Alpaca 79 being vectored onto final as well. But yeah, I think, is that you, Daniel, that was just dropping out of the sky? I have no idea. Oh dear, Alpaca 777 is coming
Alpaca
into land.
23 Alpha, continue taxi on Romeo, then Kilo, stand 105.
Team on Romeo.
That's right next to me.
105, Alpaca 23 Alpha.
Alpaca 23 Alpha is going to be right next to me. Here he comes. Crikey. Yeah, well, if we keep this up, guys, everyone will be thinking, oh, Alpaca, this is flipping, that's that flight deck to sim guy.
124 decimal
No, here comes Alpaca 777. No pressure. Daniel Smith, well, that's not me. I'm currently in the hold at Timber. All right. Well, someone definitely dropped out the sky there.
Sugar 2272, Juliet to hold short Romeo.
put some funky music on in the background.
2272, continue on Juliet, hold short Romeo, expect stand 2-1.
Nice, Alpaca 1 in the hold. Gotta see this landing there, Alpaca 777.
21, speed at 2272.
No pressure. Oh, we're absolutely clogging up Gatwick, that's for sure. Here he comes. Fiddly, no pressure. Here he goes. God, it would be really good if we had the audio for the aircraft. I guess his lights won't illuminate on the runway, it's so dark. We're not going to see your butter. Oh, no, it's going to be very difficult in the dark. Go around, I dare you. He's in the British Airways aircraft. There we are, let's try and get from this view. I think he was actually in the A324. Oh, he's doing what I did, floated a little bit. No, that's looking good. Nice, down. Good work, Finley. Good stuff. I can't remember who was next on the approach, but it's Alpaca 79 and then Alpaca 1. But I'll probably call this a day and I'll log off the VATSIM network myself and we'll look at the replay anyway. But thank you very much anyway for everyone that did partake. I think what I'll do, I'll take myself off the network and free up an understanding Gatwick. It probably isn't enough there, but thank you very much, guys, for everyone that turned up. Let's go have a look at our replay now, the landing. It was not my best. I've certainly done a lot better in real life. We floated all the way down. Yeah, we stood there for a short while. There we are. Let's take a look from this position here. Yeah, I checked way too high. There we are, checked. And look, I was about 10, 20 feet off the ground here. Just let it settle down, just held the attitude really. But yeah, I think that was probably a wind change, maybe an increase of headwind. That would be my excuse. But we did definitely float. It was just inside the touchdown. Only just though. Float, 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 down. We made it in one piece, that's the important thing. Awesome, awesome stuff, guys. Alright, well, I wish I was a bit more of the mix, watch a few more of you guys coming in there and stuff, but I was well ahead of everyone there on this approach. I'll definitely next time try and make sure I'm right in the middle of you lot, so at least a few of you can see us in the hole together, going around in circles. So I'll definitely hold position. But this is only the kind of third ever group flight we've done. It's all a learning experience, of course, but it's all to hopefully make it as better for you moving forward. Hopefully get a few more of you in the hole together and stuff, but at least got to see one of you land. Guys, thank you very much for everyone anyway that joined in the group flight. I wish for those of you holding that you make a successful landing and approach into Gatwick, make it all in one piece. No doubt we'll see some of the replays in Discord later of some of the landings. I think Positive Rate gets the award of something of making the most stressful approaches for everyone, and departures. I think you caused all sorts of issues earlier. I think that was pretty hilarious. We'll get the banter going in Discord later. But thank you very much for making the members group flight. I hope you're enjoying this part of the membership anyway, and look forward to planning the next one soon. And yeah, we'll try and do a stream next week at some point. Of course, I'll keep you all updated with the goings-ons with the channel in Discord. Guys, have a great evening. Thank you very much as well for turning up, and I'll see you all very soon.